What comes to mind for me is a moment about a few weeks before I was ordained deacon. And when you're training to be a priest, the time when you're ordained deacon is really the moment of commitment. That's when you make a promise for life to serve the church, and that's when it becomes definite that you are going to follow a single way of life and not get married. And the experience I had as a student training for the priesthood was that looking around me, seeing the other students, seeing the priests who were there helping us, I couldn't help feeling that, feeling my limitations, feeling that I had a long way to go and before I would be ready to be ordained. I remember one particular moment when I'd been on a day off. I'd been out into the country and I was coming back on the bus. Now, I suppose I must have been thinking about my approaching ordination as a deacon and wondering whether I'd be ready and whether I could go forward. And just at that moment, a very, very powerful feeling sort of came to me that the question really wasn't whether I would change fundamentally over the next few weeks, but much more whether God could use me despite my limitations, could take me as I am and use me in his service as a priest. And more than that, it was also a question whether I had the faith to believe that he could do that. And it was at that moment that I had that sort of fundamental change in the way I looked at the whole question, and from that moment I was much more confident in going forward to be ordained as a deacon. So that was one particular experience that I had where I felt that God was speaking to my heart, and I hope that that's also an encouragement for those of you who are listening, that when God speaks to you, that you don't have to be afraid, you don't have to be unsure about yourself, simply to believe that God can use the gifts that you have if you're willing to offer them to him.